Welcome to DataViz Daily. I'm Kevin McGinley, and I want to kind of pick up with the data flow that I worked with in the last episode. And that was creating sort of an aggregate data set from the listing of Los Angeles businesses that I had. And I want to show another feature of data flows by showing how you can combine that you can take a data set that you've created with data flows and actually use that as an input into another data set that you want to create. So you're effectively, cascading data sets along. But second, that you can actually join two data sets together and mash them up into a new data set. So we've got sort of our aggregate listing of LA businesses that's aggregated by zip code, industry, and council district here, and we get counts for those. I'm going to actually introduce another data source here. And if you recall from an episode a long time ago, I actually joined up counties based on zip code for the state of California. So we're going to add that data set into this flow. And what we can do then, by control clicking on both of these guys, we can actually create a join instead of a step. So I'm going to go ahead and do a join here. And you can see here within our join we've got two options, or we've got options for both sides of the join. We can do matching rows, we can do all rows, so we can basically do outer joins, inner joins, etc. And you can see here that it already figured out the sort of match on this particular data set we're going to join on zip code. And you'll also see here that it now adds the available columns that we have here for these two join data sets. So I'm going to keep sort of further refining this. I'm going to add a step, and let's at this point select columns because we don't actually want to select both zip codes. It doesn't make sense to have zip code in there twice. So we'll go ahead and remove that. And just to be consistent, we've got a couple inconsistencies between our columns here, so I haven't shown this capability yet, so we'll go ahead and rename columns. And we'll start off by changing our county and state to be title case here, and we'll change our zip code to zip code 5, and we'll change council district to be the same. So now we've got a new data set, and we'll add in the final step here to save this to a new data source. And we'll just call this LA business with county. So if I run this now, this will actually go ahead and create that new data set. And we'll go ahead and jump on over and create a new project with that data set, see what it looks like. LA business with county, add to project. And now we can do something like, oops, actually no we can't, because notice how it brought in location count. So we've got to come in here and do an inspect and change our location count from an attribute to a measure. We want that to be a sum, perfect. And now we can do something like, okay, let's look at county and location count and create a visualization from that. Looks like we got one predominant county here, Los Angeles. Let's go ahead and remove that. And we get a slightly better picture of our counties here. There's still a lot of them. So we've got a couple counties that are pretty much dominating the data set. But as you can see, this is an example of how you can join two data sets together, add a few other steps into the data flow, and create a brand new data set that can be a little bit easier for your users to work with. So that's probably our sort of final example of all the different possibilities you have within data flows. Tomorrow we'll look at a situation in which we'll try to use data flows to solve a problem with some of our data sets. Thanks for watching.